Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador, and in this episode of the podcast, I talked to Max. Max has his own YouTube channel called Tech to the Max, where he talks about and reviews new technology. Check out his YouTube channel at Tech to the Max. In this episode, we talk about EA's new game streaming service, Project Atlas, Apple's announcements with the iPhone 11 and Apple Arcade, and we talk about if Disney can become a Goliath in the gaming industry. This episode of the podcast is sponsored by Cento Fiore. Cento Fiore is the lifestyle, is the fashion brand, and you can find all their merch at centofiore.com. That is CENTO-FIORI.com. Also, the Rad Gaming Podcast is part of Big Heads Media. With that said, on to the podcast. I like how you say it, though. It's kind of a nice ring to it.
I feel like you gotta put some R's in it. Pescador.
You can roll the R's? Like
Pescador.
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 Some people can't roll R's, you know that?
It took me... I didn't learn how to roll my R's until I was 32, which is next year.
This is ridiculous.
It's good times, though.
Yeah, that absolutely is. But I knew you were saying something about Apple. You're trying to switch to Apple? Is that what you're saying?
I want to switch. I do. I want to switch to Apple. I have Samsung, and Samsung isn't bad. However, it seems like everything is moving to Apple. My friends are like talking into their watches and responding to texts, and I don't know, their phones ring, and it's just... I want to move to Apple. Yeah.
I mean, Android has the same kind of concept with their watches and stuff like that, but I mean, I just enjoyed the, privacy with Apple in a sense. Like the security that I have with it. Mm-hmm. I kind of like it more than I do Android. It doesn't give you the options to kind of create and be creative as Android does.
Yeah, I mean, you won't have the same... So, back in the day, way back in the day, I'm talking iPhone 4 back in the day, I would jailbreak. I don't give a damn. I used to jailbreak my stuff, right? So, the whole point behind jailbreaking, though, is so that you could use third-party applications with your iPhone because they don't allow third-party applications. The reason I switched to Android was because you can just go into the settings and push a button and allow third-party. I have gone past that now. I don't want to jailbreak my iPhone. I don't really care about too many third-party apps. Like the things I want to do, I can get on my iPhone just normally. And so I would rather switch. Plus, have you ever held an iPad?
An iPad?
It's like holding the future, bro. It is, man. It's like holding the future. Put an iPad in your hand, especially with this new one coming out.
The Apple? Well, the Apple was iPhone 11. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 cameras. That's what he said, right? 3 cameras.
3 cameras. What?
Regular, wide, and then ultra wide. Yeah. All at 4K,
which is amazing.
60 frames per second. Yeah.
60 frames per second, though. That's impressive.
It's pretty insane, dude. It gears us up right for the next, monitors, TVs, all of the above.
But do you think that, 4K, that's where it's at right now. Everything's kind of hovering in that 4K. Mm-hmm. But Project Scarlet, we were talking about it earlier, it's going to, 8K.
8K, yeah. There's a lot of really cool things about Project Scarlet and the PS5. But yes, 8K gaming in 8K is going to be amazing when it finally happens.
Yes.
But we're not there. We're not there yet. And I would venture to say that when the PlayStation and the Scarlet come out, when they first come out, I don't think right out the gate they're going to be playing in 4K or in 8K. I just don't.
I think they have the capabilities, though.
I think they have the power and stuff, but when it comes to actually right out of the box, day one, if you had the Q900 by Samsung, I don't think you're going to be able to plug up and play a game in 8K.
You're telling me Halo Infinite's not going to be in 8K?
I know they're saying it, but it's just...
It's just a question.
Yeah, it depends. Okay, so it depends on when it releases. If we don't get Project Scarlet and we don't get the PlayStation 5 for another 2 years, then yes, when it comes out, everything's going to be already we're probably going to have a bunch of 8K TVs already out, whereas there's only a few 8K TVs out now.
Yeah.
But if it releases, I don't know, 8 months, 9 months, if they just hey, we're releasing now, I don't think any of it's going to be in 8K right off the bat. Or if it is, ain't no one gonna have an 8K TV.
Well, I mean, it's extremely expensive to get an 8K. I know you said that there's some really cheaper ones, but they're still expensive.
Yeah, the cheapest, the least expensive 8K television you can find is going to be the Q900 55-inch by Samsung, and it's going to run you about $3,000. Somewhere in there. $2,500, $3,000 a month.
Because, let's be honest, most of the gamers out there right now are younger. They're not... I mean, there are older gamers, and they can't afford that, but most younger gamers are going to go to their mom and dad and say, hey, please buy me a $3,000 8K TV.
Yeah, so I can play Halo.
Yeah.
In ultra high definition, or whatever they call it, 8K.
No, but, I mean, it kind of goes to the next point, and I was thinking, we're talking about Apple and their announcements, and they're like talking about Apple Arcade.
Yeah.
And I know you said that you were kind of interested in that, and I know there was $5, like
$4.99 a month. Yeah, they released that today, saying that it's gonna when it drops, it'll be $4.99 a month, so $5. And it's just a bunch of games that you can. It's like their own little game center that you kind of have through. I guess you don't really have that through Samsung, actually.
Yeah,
I know there's a game center on Samsung. I don't know if you can get any kind of games through them. I'm
gonna be 100% honest.
Don't
know.
know.
Yeah,
I have my phone right here.
I haven't. I have Apple, but I
Oh, just rub it in my face.
Well,
I get it. Oh, look at your Samsung phone. I have Apple.
No, it's not at all what I'm saying. No. But no, I actually kind of like the idea of the Apple Arcade, but at the same time, I don't know if it's gonna do well outside of mobile.
Yeah.
Just because I see a lot of people using it for editing and journalism, kind of like Macs are used for arts, like artsy kind of things, kind of like designing or kind of anything with doing with art.
I would agree that I don't see them stepping out into the more console realm yet. Apple, though, honestly, man, I can see Apple taking over everything. How AOL was in everything before they finally went away. And they're still there, kind of. I just see Apple taking over.
Are they still there? AOL?
Dude, people still come in all the time. I don't know. They got AOL email addresses, and so some way, shape, or form, AOL's in something.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's still there. It didn't just disappear.
I thought it disappeared. I'm not gonna lie.
Rebrand and
IM, good old days of IM and all that good stuff. Jeez, oh man, that's
IM. We call it DM now. It's okay. He already in my DM. Hey, did I tell you that I took a DNA test?
Oh my goodness!
Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. I'm sorry.
Unreal. No, no, but we were talking about how they're going to do their streaming service in general, like just Apple Arcade too. I mean, just the way that they're going to put out their content in general. I don't know. I mean, I want to check it out because I know that they said with iPhone. Was it iPhone 11? They're going to have a 1 month free trial. Is that correct?
I think it's...
Or they just have it in general.
No, that's for their Apple TV Plus
I can't remember.
service. I think that was where they were saying that they're going to have a 1 month trial. They might for the games too, actually. To tell you the truth, they might for the games.
I can't remember if it's for the phone or for TV because I could have swore it said for the phone, but maybe I'm incorrect. But regardless, I mean, I'd love to give it a shot and see what it's all about.
Yeah, so I'm not an Apple user. Not an Apple user yet. However, when I become an Apple user, I will be trying all of this stuff. I promise.
I think it looks really, really promising, though. I mean,
Apple TV Plus, $5 a month. Nothing about a 1 month trial. I'm sure they will have a free. If they want to keep up with Sling TV, YouTube TV, Hulu TV, PlayStation View, Disney's, they're going to have a free month or a free couple weeks of trying it, so people can give it a shot. Or else they're not gonna. No one's gonna say I can try YouTube TV for free for 7 days, or I can just pay right out and see if I like.
Well, I'm gonna be 100% honest though. When Disney launches, their streaming service for videos in general,
it's Disney.
I know, but all the amazing Disney movies, they have Marvel movies, they have Star Wars. Like
I've already seen all the Disney movies and Star Wars. Like, of course I know I want that. I haven't played all these games.
I still watch Lion King. Like I saw the newest Lion King.
Dude, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I haven't seen it yet.
You need to. It was actually really good.
Who are you telling? Yeah, I know. And Aladdin just dropped today, or a couple days ago. Aladdin's out now.
DVD.
Yeah, you can buy it. 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy, whatever you want. It released, and I haven't seen that yet either. So.
I haven't seen Aladdin, just because I'm kind of nervous, just because I grew up in the era of...
How have you not seen Aladdin?
Robin Williams, man. Like, I grew up in the era of Robin Williams, and he was an amazing genie, and...
So...
I'm not saying that Will Smith can't do it, but I'm just saying...
Fun fact.
Go ahead.
This is Will Smith's most grossing movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's actually really interesting.
Is that not, like... Yeah, Bad Boys.
It's Disney, though. I mean, that's what I'm saying, though, but it's Disney. Disney pulls in the crowd.
I, Robot? I watch that movie like 3 times a year. It's insane.
I really liked I'm Legend.
Oh, God, I thought you were about to say you hadn't seen iRobot.
No. I've seen iRobot. It's a good movie. But I'm saying...
iRobot's my favorite. I love that movie.
A lot of people disagree with...
What you think? Don't look like I mean shit what you think. Sorry, it's my favorite quote.
No, but I mean, a lot of people didn't like his role, though. That's the thing. Like... sometimes people really didn't enjoy how he acts in movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I love Will Smith.
I don't mind that. Like,
you do no wrong in my eyes.
Don't get me wrong. Like, okay, I like Adam Sandler, but there's some things and some roles he can't play and doesn't do a good job. I mean, doesn't mean that an actor can't play a bad role here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll be honest, like, Death Squad, Suicide Squad, I said Death Squad, jeez, man. Suicide Squad, I didn't really enjoy it at all.
Well, when we just start getting into Disney, or not Disney, as DC,
I know that's Will Smith in general. I know that's not anything to do with Disney because they're DC, but still.
No, I understand. Yeah, Suicide Squad wasn't terrible, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't do bad.
I'm not saying he was the worst for the part. But
everyone was just more worried about staring at Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
that's how that movie was kind of marketed, as towards Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Don't get me wrong, Margot Robbie, but you know.
No, but
I'm saying.
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, Will Smith's cool though.
Nah, but,
Genie, Aladdin, Lion King.
But do you think Disney's going to pull in games now? Because like I said, in
October.
They're launching Aladdin and the old Lion, like both old Lion King, for NES, or actually it's Super.
It was Super.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Super Nintendo was Aladdin, and then Super Nintendo and Genesis.
Sega Genesis, yes.
Yeah, it was.
And then same with Lion King, which they're pulling back. So do you think they're going to really enter the realm of video games? Because they do have Marvel.
I was going to say they're going to have to.
I mean,
they have to. So they've taken over Star Wars.
Yep.
So any of the Star Wars stuff coming out, they have to have.
Well, they have EA's doing the newest Star Wars, which is son of a gun. I can't even remember. It's something about a Jedi. Always about a Jedi.
What's a Jedi?
What's a Jedi? But no, it looks decent. But I can't. I don't know. EA drops the ball on a lot of different things, and that actually is another topic that we're going to talk about a little bit later in the podcast. But it's just the fact that like they have this awesome array of things at their fingertips. You know, they have Star Wars, they have Marvel, they do have Disney, so like they can do all those games which people would love, and they pay for just for the name.
But like how? What do you? Let me have this room. Let me have this conversation. Well, like what are they gonna make? Like, what Disney movie do you want to see? What Disney movie do you want to see? This goes to you guys. What Disney movie do you want to see Disney make into a video game that you think that they would crush?
I'm not saying that they should do that. I'm saying, listen, Disney, you know for a fact that they're a huge entity and they love money. Yeah. So why wouldn't they? Like, look at Legos. Why would you make a Lego game? But they did. And they did good with Lego games.
Can we sidetrack a little bit and talk about the Lego games?
No,
those games are amazing. I don't know if you've played them.
That's the point. They even did a Marvel Lego game, like
DC, Marvel, Harry Potter, Indiana Jones.
Well, yeah, and that's
they're all great.
That's my point, though. I mean, like, would you ever see when you were playing Legos when you were a kid? Did you ever see it spinning off into a video game?
No,
I didn't.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
I don't know what. Okay, it's okay. So, serious question: what game would you want to see Disney make? Or what? Like, if you had out of the Disney movies, what would you want to see?
Mulan. Mulan would be a good one.
Okay.
At least I like Mulan growing up. Yeah, that was a great movie. Yes, that. I mean, what I'm saying is that like it would be great. It would be a great game if they did it right. Obviously, that's with every game.
What about Aladdin? But Aladdin plays more like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I would play that.
That
sure.
Right?
But I am a little tired of Assassin's Creed genre. Like, I feel like it's overtapped. Like, they have so many Assassin's Creed.
You know what pushed me away from Assassin's Creed?
What's that?
Because whenever you start, you're not actually running around in the old times. You're like hooked up to a machine, and you just think you're back in the.
Yeah,
totally ruined it for me.
It's fine.
Didn't like it.
I didn't mind that aspect of it. I just feel that like it's kind of like Call of Duty now. It's kind of like just being cranked out every so often, just slapping a new name on it, new era. Just be like, okay, well, we know this makes money, so
we want to trade this in. Oh, sorry, that one's only worth $3. What do you mean? I just bought it. Yeah, well, there's 6 more out now, so that's essentially what happens with those all the time. Yeah, I think Aladdin, kind of like an old school like Assassin's Creed would be kind of cool.
I think it would be awesome.
I don't know what you would do for Lion King.
Dude, I would love. Like, I mean, they're remaking them, and they're still leaving them kind of the same steps, but like they're just redoing the artwork for
Little Mermaid, but it plays like the Echo game back on Genesis. Did you ever play Echo with the dolphin?
Oh yeah.
Echo with the dolphin, but you're the Little Mermaid, and you're trying to find that, and then you're trying to find that clownfish she had, Flounder, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll just tie right into a kind of Finding Nemo thing where you just all underwater, man.
See, that's the thing. Like, I mean, there's so many possibilities, and they have a really talented crew at Disney. So, I mean, like I said, Star Wars, Marvel, Disney, like the Disney movies. Like, I feel like they can be something like a great.
We talked about this a little bit earlier too, when it comes to specifically what we're talking about Disney and Disney, Marvel, and then video games with the Spider-Man game, and how. When I was looking into it, it looked like they want to turn that into a DC Universe style game that plays like Grand Theft Auto, but it's all Marvel characters or Marvel power.
Fantastic.
Would that not be one of the coolest games that you could play? Pretty much can just never make another game again because everyone's just going to be playing that.
Basically, yeah. And that's the thing though. Like, I can see it just blowing up. Yeah. Because everyone loves GTA. And how old is GTA right now? Like 5, 6, 7 years? I don't know. It's old.
Way older than that, man.
GTA 5. I can't remember.
GTA 1 came out.
No, I'm saying GTA 5.
Oh,
sorry.
GTA 5's been out, maybe 5, 6 years now?
I can't remember. But it's been out for a while.
4? Probably like 4.
I honestly, I can't even think. But
I don't even know.
But this is the point. The point is, people are still playing GTA 5. I'm honestly still playing it. I actually just played it the other day. I'm not even just saying that for this podcast. I actually did play it the other day.
I know, you wouldn't shut up about it.
It was so much fun.
I know.
I just got back into it because they have casino now. Like, they have casino.
April 15th? No, I'm sorry. It was released in September 2013 for PlayStation 3.
2013?
2013.
Are you serious?
So yeah, it puts us right at 6 years.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, people are still playing that game, like heavily playing that game, because I still get lobbies full of people.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, that's a tribute to Rockstar for how well they have set their game up to where the game itself. I mean, how many times have you played the story of that game?
Yeah, I didn't beat it.
There you go.
I'll be
Boom.
honest. Yeah,
First off,
where it's at.
If you haven't beat the game of GTA 5, you should. Great story. But yeah, exactly. It's all in their online play, which they have complete control over when it comes to the new updates and the new patches coming out. They just say, hey man, go in here and try this new heist. And boom, you have a whole nother thing you can do with a whole group of people.
Yeah, which is fun.
And then to the point that they don't even think they want to release a GTA 6. Because they have Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. So much content that's coming out from that company.
Yeah.
And they're doing phenomenal.
So for Disney to take a page out of their book and to do it with the Marvel, and then to take a page out of DC. Did you ever play DC Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to take a page out of DC Universe, take a page out of Grand Theft Auto, and then Disney start
combine them all together.
Dude,
makes for one amazing game.
Disney, if you're listening, you need to do this. Seriously, Disney. Hey.
No, it sounds like a game that I would truly enjoy playing, and
I would truly enjoy playing it with you, Ken.
No, but it seriously would be phenomenal. But it kind of goes on to the last topic I kind of want to talk about, and that was EA kind of making their announcement for their streaming service, and they're actually going to let people try it out.
They want to try it out. They're doing 4 games. What do we see the 4 games for? It's
FIFA 19,
there you go.
Need for Speed Rivals, Titanfall 2, and Unravel.
I don't know what Unravel is.
It's a game that your string is coming undone, and then you have to you never played Unravel?
I mean, I'm currently coming Unraveled right now, but I've never played the game Unravel.
No, it's actually really interesting. It's a really fun game. It's kind of like it's a different style of game. I can't. I don't even know what to compare it to because there's really nothing to compare.
You gotta find something, man. I can't talk if we don't compare it to something.
But no, it's I can't think of what to compare it to be honest. But it's actually a really fun game. It's very cheap. Check it out. But
I should have picked.
It's like a yarn kind of game.
Okay.
Like
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, I guess they could compare it to that. I think it's.
Oh yeah, this guy looks weird though.
I only played a little bit of the game, so I can't really like.
Oh, you played it?
What, Unravel?
Or all these games are out, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been out for some time.
Right.
Titanfall 2's been out for
a really long time. Okay, I don't know too much about this. So with the EA streaming service, you log in and you click on FIFA 19, and it just lets you stream it and play it just like that.
Yes, you don't have to download it.
You don't have to download the game. You're telling me that I can play with other people.
Yeah, it's just like Netflix. It
Netflix,
downloads the background.
Oh, that's right.
Their
We talked about this.
servers and stuff like that. So that's how it's supposed to be run. But they said that you're allowed to play it on like PC, Mac, smart TVs. That's what EA is going to try to do for their streaming service. And it's actually called what was it? Project Atlas.
That's right, Project Atlas. Yeah, because we were talking about the Sega Channel back in the day It was the exact same concept. It was an online service through Sega called the Sega Channel, and they just put new games on there. And it did fairly well. However, because this is December of 94, it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And that's how Sega's always been, super ahead of its time. And so it didn't do so hot. From what I remember of the gaming service, Sega Channel, and how much I wanted to play it and couldn't wait for the new games to come out on it, I think that it actually might do really well. I think now it might do really well. Now that we're talking about it a little bit, and I'm thinking back. So.
But I'm really shocked that EA is actually going to do this. Have it's a test run basically for their streaming service. EA doesn't have so much of a hot track record when it comes to releasing things in general. Mm-hmm. I even know that they did the beta for like Anthem, and it completely flopped. Like in my opinion, it was such a great concept, but the way that it was carried out was such poor planning on EA in general, just because they delivered an undone game. Like there's so many bugs in it from the very beginning. Like they didn't really fix the things that were wrong in the demo that people brought to light. They're like, hey, these are the issues, please fix them. And EA fixed some, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But they just were like, okay, well, these bugs are there, we're still gonna push that release date. And that day came, they're like, here it goes. Yeah. And it still was buggy, and they're like, well, have fun with that. And then people bought it, complained, and then it was even, if I remember correctly, it was even like destroying PlayStations, like breaking them, like actually destroying them, if I remember correctly. And I'm almost positive this happened, but I could have swore that there was like an article I read a while back, even in this podcast, that talked about how it bricked some PS4s.
Dude, I would be so livid if I tried the game out and it bricked my PS4. Ugh, man.
I got the Red Ring of Death with
No Man's Sky. Was No Man's Sky EA?
It was for I don't know who developed it. It was a different development company, I want to say.
Was it? I don't know if it was EA or not. Because that game was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
When they released that.
They did the same thing, and they kind of did the same thing with multiplayer. Yeah. That the fact that you should be able to play with other people. And I remember someone saying that they went to the same planet, same exact coordinates, and they were literally on top of their friend, but they couldn't see the friend.
Yeah.
They made
stuff like that. I didn't know if it was EA. It doesn't look like it was EA.
I can't remember
it didn't bring up EA. It didn't bring up EA when I typed it in. So. So this is my thing. EA, if for whatever reason you're listening, I hope that you guys have worked this out, because in my opinion, you guys are onto gold. You guys have something that the people want. No one wants to wait for their games to download. No one wants to buy the disc, put it in, and wait 3 hours to play the game. No one wants to buy a console and wait 7 hours for all the stuff to download, right? If you have a service where I can log in, go, oh, neat, this is the new game out, I can click on it, and I'll even give you some time. Let's say within 15 minutes, I'm playing that game. You are on to gold, my friend, and people are going to jump all over it. Like, that's the route to go.
How much space was Red Dead? Was it 120 gigabytes or something?
Something insane, bro.
But I mean, like, I remember just like downloading it in general. Even if it was downloadable content, like or digital content, you could still took forever to.
It's insane. I have stopped buying discs stopped buying digital content because, well, A, I can't trade in the game, so I bought Anthem digitally and was like, oh, cool, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And so when I went to trade it in, I only had, my wife plays, so I had one copy for her, and my copy was digital, so I couldn't trade mine in. So I'm not going to buy any more digital copy games anymore. Can we go back again, too? Can we just jump back to the Project Scarlet and PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
SSD, right? So they're going to put in these solid-state drives, which is awesome. However, I'm scared that our load times are still going to be kind of up there without any ability to put in a disc. Because the new console that they're coming out with for Gears 5 doesn't have any discs in it. It's a discless.
But
that's a nightmare to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And even thinking about if the game is capable in general, the amount of detail that has to go in that game to be able to render it and still look beautiful, they have to put a ton of detail in it. And that means I can only imagine how many gigabytes you're going to be downloading just in general and content. Just blows my mind.
It's insane, yeah.
But to your fact, and I just looked this up because Google Stadia is another game streaming service that's offered by Google. They're doing the same thing that EA is doing, and we talked about this on the podcast before, but they're going to be offering a trial with their game streaming service. I'm not 100% sure when it's supposed to happen, but they're doing it. So everything's kind of coming into play that streaming services are coming into effect.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of begs the question I kind of want to know. I
feel you.
Do you think that, buying a game at the store is going to be obsolete?
Oh man, GameStop, you poor bastards.
Yeah, right.
What are the other ones? XP Games. Is Baggage still around? Have you ever heard of Baggage? There's all the same company. Yeah. Anyways, so yes, I think that we are all moving into the digital age of streaming everything. I stream my cable service, so I use YouTube TV.
Yeah.
I used to use the PlayStation Vue. I use Netflix. If I miss a network show, I can use Hulu, or I can use my DVR, which is all still streaming.
Yeah.
So for us to step into the world where, you stream your video games, would be amazing. But we have to. The big thing about the old consoles, right? The big thing, we'll do the throwback to even the Atari, was how fast it loaded up, right? Because we are at a solid state, but we're also talking 8-bit. So if we step into the realm of I can click on something and within 2 minutes I'm playing a game in 8K, I mean that's definitely in the future. We'll even say right now, I click on Spider-Man and I'm playing Spider-Man in 4K swinging around the city in a matter of a couple of minutes. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. And if we can do that, which eventually we will, but if we can do that now, then you can say bye to your discs. You guys can go tell all your friends at GameStop goodbye because they're about to not have a job.
But I'm saying, okay, so say that is the way of the future.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of space that's going to be needed, because they're going to have to call out to their servers, whoever's offering the streaming service, Google, EA, whoever's going to be doing this. It's going to be a ton of calls out to those servers. That's a lot of capacity it needs to do that kind of stuff. Do you think that, like EA, back in the day when they did, they've done a launch, or other games for fact, it's not just EA, I'm picking on EA, I'm so sorry, but...
Yeah, because we don't like you, EA, I'm sure. We like you just fine, send us stuff.
What I'm saying is, a lot of games, a lot of things kind of screwed up by pushing something too fast because they didn't expect the outcome to be so great.
Yeah.
So I guess the question I want to ask you is, do you feel like these streaming services are going to be pushed way too quickly? Because, like I said, Netflix is set up, but Netflix videos, they're not that many gigs. They're not extreme amounts.
That's what you're saying.
But games are.
Especially
if you want to play Red Dead.
Red Dead's
100. I swear it's 120 gigabytes. If I remember downloading it correctly, I can't even remember.
It's something asinine. It's an asinine number.
Yeah, but
or what we consider an asinine number now.
So I'm saying, say a couple 5 million people buy Red Dead. And they make these calls to these servers to go and get that information. I mean, doesn't that kind of really slow down their service in general?
It's got to, but I mean, these bigwigs that are doing all this stuff, I think that they're right where they need to be. I think that we are right at that point where people are, even your older generation crowd, even your people in their 50s, their 60s, even their 70s, man, are starting to get into streaming. They're starting to ask the questions. They're out there, they're buying the 4K televisions. Yeah. They're asking the questions, hey man, what can this Roku do for me? Hey, can I get local channels with this Roku? Like, no, you can't, but like that's where we're at with streaming. So if everybody is streaming, to include your grandma, then like I don't see why it would be such a crazy thing to think that we're streaming these video games now. Yeah. But to your avail, it just takes their power on their end. I don't want them to promise us something, the date comes, and then we can't do what they said we could do because we didn't know there was going to be 70 billion people trying to pull Red Dead on this date that we dropped.
It's kind of like going to I remember a while back that Verizon had the unlimited plan for everyone. Like, and
your daughter has a cell phone? Unlimited.
Exactly, and that's the point. So when it got too much, like, there's too much stress on their system, they were like, let's grandfather people out. Well, let's get people out and then grandfather them into this new system. So I'm wondering if that's going to be the case. Like, they'll suck you in with right now just to get people in. It's $5, $6 a month. And then later on, be like, dang, this is a lot of stress on our servers, a lot of stress on our systems. Maybe. Let's bump this up and really think about how we get to market it, because maybe they make it $60 per month, because that's a cost of a new game, but you're having access to all these, other games. I don't know, but I'm saying that the possibility is there.
I want it, man. I want it. Like I was saying with the Sega channel, man. Like, I remember as a kid, I couldn't wait, whatever day it was, we're just make up a random day, Sunday. I couldn't wait till Sunday so that I could go and I could put my little thing in there, push the button, and see what new games were on there. It was seriously, as a kid, that was amazing. And Sega's always been kind of ahead of its time. Even if you look at the Sega Dreamcast that came out, I mean, Sonic was talking and his lips were moving and people were losing their minds. And so I think that in '94, if we had this, and again, Sega did it again with another thing. When was that? I'd have to do research. Anyways, they tried that again. Didn't really take off as well as it should have, because I think it was just ahead of its time. It's 2019, people. It's time to be streaming this stuff. I just don't want them promising something that they can't deliver on.
And that's what I'm deathly afraid of, just because, I love the idea. But it goes to, like, you're able to stream it on TVs and anything, basically, that you can get your hands on that has network access. Yeah. Which is insane. Because instead of you being at the airport saying, oh man, let me click to the Wi-Fi and let me play this game, with pipes or something simplistic. You played pipes before.
Dude, pipes was the shit.
That's what I'm saying. So instead of you playing mobile game pipes, like you're like, let me give it on there and play some PUBG. Play some Red Dead.
Well, they did that with PUBG. Did you play PUBG on the phone?
Oh yeah, it's PUBG Mobile. Excuse me for saying PUBG. I guess that was a terrible example.
I was about to say, because that worked out. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't. That wasn't the worst.
Sorry, what up?
You used the best example you could. Like,
and then it was already done. But
No, I understand what you're saying though. Yes. We're at the point now as the consumer ourselves to just see what they give us.
But if they play on their phone, does that give the cell phone services
if you logged in
that stuff?
I see what you're saying.
I don't know if you'd have to connect to Wi-Fi to use this stuff. I'm assuming it's probably
you'd have to If I can't download certain games not on Wi-Fi, then I don't see why I'd be able to play certain games not on Wi-Fi.
But look at can you imagine Verizon just being like, let's make this not on Wi-Fi, more money for them, because the amount of data they blow through in general, doing the streaming service,
107 plus some extra content. Red Dead was 120 gigs.
Yeah, basically.
That's what we were talking about.
No, but it's crazy to think that we are able to play games anywhere we go now. And
man,
it's awesome though.
What? Dude, from the back in the day when our grandparents looked at Pong. Remember Pong on Atari?
Yeah.
Right? They thought that was the coolest thing in the world, to be able to control 3 little blocks that were connected together to make a line up and down.
Because it was amazing.
Look what we're doing now. You can jump onto GTA, you can jump in, you can steal a car, drive over to a gun shop, buy something, go steal a plane, and then go, I don't know, look. You can go. Did you know you can solve a mystery in GTA? There's a hidden mystery in GTA where you can find clues around all 3 cities, and you can find out who killed the whomever or whatever. That's amazing that we have that level of detail in these games. So now they're telling us, that I can log in a couple minutes, I can be playing one of these games to the performance level that this game should be played at, just streaming it over the internet. I mean, it's mind-blowing. Where we're at with technology-wise is insane.
It just...
blows your mind?
Yeah, it does. It really does. Like, even like virtual reality kind of blows my mind. Like the capability of people being able to use it in general. Like, just people look around and it knows your orientation. It knows like you're looking to the right, or knows you're looking down. Like, it blows my mind.
Have you played any of the VR stuff?
Yeah, it gets me a little sick. I'm not gonna lie. I've played it, but I just because. No.
You want it in, you put it on, you look around, you fall over.
No. It was when I wore glasses, so it kind of like hurt my head because it pushed my glasses into my temple. That was before I got my LASIK, and I just realized that like I couldn't do it. Like, it was so frustrating. So something that I've always wanted is so far. I haven't played it since, but I'm assuming now that I can wear them pretty easily and they go against my head pretty flush. Yeah. It shouldn't be that bad. I think that I just got a headache because of it. I just assumed that it was because of maybe the motion, but then I thought about it more. And
I was gonna say it sounds like it was your glasses pressing into your head that made you not like the experience.
I'm hoping that's the case.
Especially now, the Oculus has this thing out now where you can strap it in. You strap it to your hand when you play the Oculus, and you can watch your fingers move.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually watch it. That's insane. That's crazy. I've heard once you start playing the VR stuff, you don't want to go to anything else. But I have yet to play the VR stuff. I know. I need to go buy it. It's hard for me to buy. It's hard for me to pay $400 for something I've never tried, and none of my buddies have it. Do you have it?
Wait, do you have it? I don't. But one of my friends.
Want to go halvesies? Yeah. Let's go halvesies. I get on the weekends.
It's not fair. Every other weekend.
Every other weekend. That works. I'm okay with that.
No, but it just the capabilities that it has. Like, what was that movie? Ready Player One, I believe it is.
Oh, dude.
So it is?
We can talk about that on this, right? That's gaming related.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, when Iron Giant showed up in that, I'm pretty sure a tear came to my eye. It was awesome.
No, but like, it just, the idea is super there. Like, it's there.
It's there. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what they're showing with the Ready Player One is they're showing a world where you step in and you have the whole sensation. But even in the game, even in the movie, what I loved about it is that they showed the different levels. They show people sitting in, I don't know, like a trailer park playing this game.
Yeah.
Then they also show the rich people in their mansions playing this game because it ties us all together. Humanity and being connected to all of the other human beings is what we want.
Yeah. Well,
but we're there.
Animals is what we are.
And we're there, right? And so we've used technology to it's taken us away from being social with people. However, it's bringing us right back in. And if we do it in the sense that I can put on a headset and slap your hands and be like, "Yo, what up, homie?" Then like that's what's up.
It's weird to think that like games can make you so antisocial, but at the same time, depending on how you play it, like if you play Skyrim by yourself, I mean, technically it is kind of it's an antisocial way to pass time.
Skyrim.
I love that game.
Didn't really get super into Skyrim. Saw the dragon at the beginning, but yeah, I understand. I know the game. So,
it's just any kind of like single player game that's really in depth. Some people get lost into. Yeah, I got lost in many single player games.
You're like, I have 600 hours logged.
Yeah,
like
that's
600 hours. You weren't talking to nobody.
But that's true. Well, that depends actually.
Yeah, right.
I've had friends who sit beside me and we just trade off and on between missions and stuff.
That's what's up.
But that's like neither here nor there. I mean, but it's crazy to think that the social aspect of it kind of comes back into swoop when you incorporate, streaming or multiplayer instead of streaming in general. But I meant like Twitch and stuff like that. Yeah. But
it's really something else. It's really funny that we're kind of talking about this right now because do you watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
Have you seen Strike Vipers?
I have not.
Okay, well I'm gonna ruin it for you because you're still gonna have to see it, but I'm gonna ruin it. All the ones that are listening, I hope you've seen this, but it's the virtual reality thing where they put it to their head, their temple, and it takes them completely into the game where they can feel everything and so
maybe I have. I just didn't know it was.
I'm pretty sure
I have.
It's a pretty risque episode. It's a little weird. Really weird. It's weird.
You know, Black Mirror's strange.
It's amazing. It's actually perfect.
Good.
It's perfect. It's
a very dark though. I'll be honest. Like it seems like everything that can happen bad with technology is 90% of the time what they cover.
That's the premise of the thing. It's horror again. It's a horror story around what we're doing.
Because everyone thinks that technology is such an amazing accomplishment for humanity. But yet, it could be the demise of us is basically what they're trying to show. I think
that they're spot on. Even what we're talking about now.
I don't disagree. So, can you imagine if someone dropped a nuke like in a major city, blew out anything? Like, how much we would be like our whole society? Like, we would cease to function for the most part. We can't even think. Like, I can't even.
Yeah, dude, a nuke going off anywhere nowadays is game over for pretty much all of us.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you dropped an EMP, let's say, excuse me.
Yeah, no, you were talking. No, I'm taking. Well, you're going extremes. We'll take it back, man. One bad thunderstorm, one certain thing gets blown out, and we don't have. We'll say we don't have electricity for a month.
Stone Age.
People don't know what to do. A lot of people do not know what to do. They don't know how to function without having internet. To the point, the hurricane that came through, I went and bought a thing so we could power the TV off of my car. So when my power went out during the hurricane, we were sitting there watching TV and playing PlayStation. Like, I'm sorry, you want me to go 4 hours without power? Like, you're out of your mind. I say that. Old infantry dude, I say that, but I'm used to electricity.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's insane.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah, it really is. I agree. It's just where we're at, man. It's just how we've gotten to where we are, man.
I'm just excited to see what technological advances we have in gaming in general, because streaming services, VR headset, like, it's just crazy.
It's insane. I'm curious to see when we get to the point of kind of what we've been seeing in either Black Mirror, like we talked about, or Ready Player One, where not only am I going into this game, I can look around, but I also have a sensation outside of just being able to look around and say, oh, here's my hands, but to be able to actually feel something, to actually feel your controller rumbling. That was a huge step when the PS4 came out, and you had to buy that little. You go out and you spend $70 on that little pack. You put 2 AA batteries in, and you slam it into the back of your thing, and then it makes your controller rumble when you're playing Star Fox. Game changing. So now we're at the point of, if you can go in and get kicked in the junk and fall out of your chair, that's insane. That's crazy, man.
And thanks for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere else you listen to podcasts. I release a new episode every Wednesday. And as always, stay rad, comrades.